Hi, it's Joe. I'm here with Thomas Weldon. He is the leader of the Accuitive Medical Ventures company, should I say?
Venture fund.
Venture fund. And we were talking in the hall at the Innovate in MedTech conference in Dublin here in April 2016. And he was sharing with me how he goes about choosing the companies in which he invests. Would you repeat what you told me out in the hall?
Yeah, sure. There are a couple of things. I mean, really, we look for very large market opportunities first. Typically something that would have at least 500 million in addressable market, not just the total market, but actually addressable market. We have to have an exit for the math to work of at least 350 million, and the average exit in medtech over the last 20 years has been 140 million. And so it has to be what I would consider to be a strategic asset, not a tactical asset. And so those are things where, there's going to be multiple bidders at the end. And so from my perspective, it's not really that hard to actually find companies that meet that criteria. I mean, it's not easy, but it's not super hard. The hard part is once you're actually in and making sure that that company has adequate financing, has the right people, follows a decent strategy, and then you actually can spend the time, which is usually around 5 to 7 to 8 years. I mean, we've been in deals as long as 10 years. To get it to the point where you actually can exit it. That's really the hard work about venture.
You told me that you rarely speak because after which you get mobbed and everyone gives you their card and they really want your money. And you also told me that that really doesn't work and that typically you find your investments because you know of a strategic need and you go searching for them.
Yeah, we look for technology in areas where we think if we had an asset and it was matured and it was, the right asset, that we could easily, it would be more likely that we could sell it, and if we did, we'd get a higher price for it. Yeah, so, I mean, chasing after venture capitalists at a conference probably isn't a good way. I mean, at least you connect with a face, but typically we are asked by other venture investors to join transactions because of some of our expertise and, frankly, the money.
Mm-hmm.
And then we actively look for technologies in certain spaces that we think are hot. But you have to understand that, the math has to work. I mean, we take money from widows and orphans, pension funds, sovereign wealth funds. They want a premium because it's an illiquid investment that usually winds up taking 8 to 10 years, and they want a premium for the risk. And so if you can't objectively look at a deal and say there's a 5x return, for me, then it's just not going to happen with venture. I mean, honestly, it's only suitable for maybe 1% of all investments anyway. It's not how most people get businesses financed from venture capitalists.
So when somebody does approach you with their business card, you must think, you poor schmo, this is just not the way to do this. So for those who are watching this video thinking, I'm one of those people who really needs money and I don't know what Thomas and I don't know what categories he's looking for, what advice would you give them? Because approaching you at a conference is not the answer.
No. Finding out somebody that is on one of the boards of my portfolio companies, convincing them that it would be an interesting idea and asking them for the introduction, that at least would get me to read the email and possibly even an executive summary. So, a warm introduction, that's absolutely the best way.
That's very helpful. Thomas Weldon, thank you very much for the time.
Sure.